what could we say C is equal to? Okay. And let's see, that's going to be 16 plus 8h plus h squared plus b squared. Somehow, I'm going to need to get rid of either h or b. And we already got rid of b on the last part by making it how much? Go back and look. We had that to be the square root of 16 minus, what was that? H squared. So if I make that the square root of 16 minus h squared, then I'm going to have everything in terms of h. Actually, those h squares kind of cancel out, don't they? And I end up with 32 plus 8h. This is c squared, which can also be written as 8 the quantity of 4 plus h. So I could say that c has a value of the square root of that. You take the square root of 8, you get 2 the square root of 2 times the square root of 4 plus h. That'd be 2 the square root of 8 plus 2h, right? So I could do that. Now what? I know what c equals. I found that down here. I want to find area as a function of theta. This is a good problem.
Can we know our angle, since we split right down the middle, those are the same. Isn't alpha, if you do 2 alpha, it'll be that high angle up top.
Okay.
And then we know that 2 times b is the entire bottom, so we could do
Okay.
the one, no, it's not right triangle, so it can't be.
Yeah, our trig that we've been working with is only for right triangles. There is trig for other triangles. You remember from trig class, you could do that. There's also, I'm trying to remember what that is. I've taught this before, but I haven't used it in the last 6 months now. Isn't there a special formula for the area of a triangle based on angle measure? That's what I'm thinking, but let's see if we can kind of develop it ourselves here a little bit. Okay, so area of a triangle, let's go back to what we know is, I'm going to put these in quotes, base times height. Okay, so we want this triangle here. I know what this value is. What I need to do is find out what this value is and find out what h is by looking at this then. If I know what b is, can I find what h is?
And then, but then you have a right triangle that's split on the side, and you can go b, and, like if you find h, then go right side.
I could, yeah. That sounds like a good plan. So what I need to do, though, is somehow come up, let's look at this. Is there any trig function that would help me find b? If I have an expression for this, wait a minute, I do know b, don't I? Didn't we say b is the square root of 16 minus h squared? I really want to show you this other item here before it gets too late. So we're going to work on this just 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to show you 15 minutes of that. So kind of help me watch to make sure that we don't go over. But this is a good problem here. But see, I want this, it's said in terms of theta. Okay, I got to get theta in there some way. How can I put theta in this problem? Are you thinking what trig function would involve this side, and this side? Or maybe this side and this side? There's a couple I can think of. What trig functions do we have? Tangent? Tangent's opposite divided by adjacent. Okay, well, let's just see. If we have the tangent of theta, then we would have opposite divided by that. Man, I got to get a function with theta in it, though, that helps me find the area of this triangle. I'm just putting things down, okay? Something's going to come from this. My base, didn't we agree that my base is this, of the big triangle, times my height? I've got it. This would be so much easier if it didn't have that part B to it, wouldn't it? But somehow, someone decided that I need to know, I'm able to vary the angle of a triangle, the angle up here, and if I can, what angle is going to give me the greatest area? That's what the whole problem's about. It doesn't care what these values are here. It just wants to know, I've got to make sure this angle, because the gate can only swing so much at this point. And if I know that this valve can only swing so much, I've got to have the maximum area on this as possible. If I vary alpha, then what's going to create the greatest area of triangle? Because I've got pieces of metal I've got to cut out, and I want to make sure that I'm able to cut out the greatest area because it's going to stamp something. You see where I'm going on this? I'm making this whole story up. I don't know this is true. I never went to a manufacturer that had this problem, but I can imagine that there is someone out there who maybe is going to make a stamp, an isosceles triangle out of a circular object, and they have maybe a tool that can only swing so much, and they want to swing it so much, but they want to make sure they maximize the area of that triangular stamp that they have. I don't know. You're getting the gist of why we might want to do this. So here we go. I know that the base of that is going to be twice of this, and I know the height, but I want to put that angle in there. Is there any replacement value that I can put in here that might help me find theta? It's on the screen. Up there. Do you see anything on the screen? There it is. Yeah. Look at this. Isn't this value equivalent to the square root of 16 minus h squared? Now, I said, well, why didn't you just put, in place of 4 plus h? Well, I guess I could have, but I would have had to then divide by tangent theta, so this is, just one step shorter. So if I put this now in here, now there's this piece. If I put that in there, I have now 1/2. Can we get rid of the 2 and the 1/2? We'll just cancel those right now so we don't have to worry about them. Okay, so now I've got 4 plus h tangent theta times 4 plus h. You with me on that? Got it? Okay, so now what I've got, let's see, so now my area is 4 plus h quantity squared times tangent theta. If I know theta, am I getting closer to knowing what the area is? But what's standing in my way? H? Got to get the h out of there? Okay? Got to get that letter h out of there? What can you do? Again, we know this is the square root of 16 minus h squared. Is there any way Is there any way that we can do that? Are you thinking trig? Is there any other relationship, trig function relationship that we could use that might help us? I'm going to go back. I see in my notes that I left C as the square root of 8 times the square root of 4 plus h. Let me give you a little bit of a hint. What if we use cosine alpha?